This introduction is designed to give you an idea of how the course website works and also to give you some information on how you should register for this course. Now, if you are enrolled in Music 102 at UNLV, the instructions might be slightly different than if you enroll at another university. However, the basic concepts and structure of the course should be essentially the same. So if you don't yet have an access code, the first thing you want to do is either go to the bookstore or go to the website you see in front of you. The website address is khpcontent.com. If you purchase from the website, it's going to be a little bit cheaper than if you go to the bookstore. If you do purchase it from the bookstore, you see where it says first time user with access code. You'll simply enter your access code there, press next, and then it'll prompt you to create an account and register for your section. If you don't have an access code, click the purchase button on the bottom of the screen and fill out the important information that you need to access this course. When you select your course, make sure you double check that you are enrolling in the Musical Core 102 and not the Musical Core 101. If you accidentally register for the Musical Core 101, then you will have to email web support, which I'll talk about in just a minute, so they can get you in the right section. Once you get all this information, go ahead and log into your account on this page, and you will see a page that looks something like this. The first thing you should notice is that 102 is listed in the upper right hand corner next to the search box. If 102 is not listed or you do not see 102 at all, that means you've registered for the wrong course. So what you want to do at the bottom of the page is there's a link to contact web support. So click that link, fill out the information, tell them that you registered for the wrong section and you need to be moved to Music 102, and give them the appropriate section number that's listed in My UNLV. They should be able to take care of the rest, but it's very important that you try and register for the first course and the correct course the first time. So once you get in, if you click on the syllabus tab, you'll see that it's underlined right now. This is a page that you'll be presented with. Notice that your syllabus is going to be available through Web Campus, so your instructor will provide that individually. Contact information is also available through Web Campus. We do not use this system to contact your instructor. The best way to contact your instructor is to use the messaging system within Web Campus. You also need to complete the technology sign-off because this is an online course and it does have specific requirements. So once you get through all of that, if you click on the Introduction tab, then you're going to see a drop-down list of information. So if you check your syllabus and you see that you have to do the introduction during week 1, you'll notice that your reading assignment is listed. You just go to the textbook and read the section labeled Introduction. There are also 2 lectures you should watch during the first week. That's the Introduction and Masterclass 1. The Masterclass is a series of non-conventional ear training techniques that I found have helped students over the years, so I keep it up. You can go ahead and watch that. It should give you some tips for learning how to identify intervals, chords, and other musical events. You'll notice there are no assignments due during the first week. This gives you time to get acclimated to the course and to figure out how the Web Campus and the Kendall Hunt site work. So for the ear training, this section is what you should complete at home. So you should practice these daily, and if you do, they will help develop your ear. But this is not something that your instructor, well, depending on your instructor, they may or may not go over these with you. But you should practice these daily regardless. So you notice daily routine number 1 in mirror exercise 1 and 2 are listed first. These booklets are available in the workbook section. And those first 2 options, the daily routine and the mirror exercise, they come with audio files to accompany the sheet music. So once you download the audio files and the sheet music, you can start the audio file and then sing along with the music. This will help you match pitch and make sure you are singing the correct notes. And there are slow and fast versions of these audio files so that you can start out with a slow one, and then once you get better, speed up and go to the faster version. So you should really try and practice those every day. Interval training 1 and 2 and the major triads audio package. These are audio files that you simply download, import into your favorite music program, and listen to on shuffle for approximately 5 minutes per day. The interval training 1 and 2 will actually introduce you to the intervals of a perfect fifth and a perfect fourth so that you can become acclimated to these sounds in a very casual way. Because one of the issues with ear training is that a lot of times when you take a course, the instructor will have you listen to all 12 intervals from the outset. And that doesn't allow your brain time to acclimate to the different sounds of these intervals. When you're younger, you learn the different colors. We're taught these, but we're never taught the difference in sound between a perfect fifth and a perfect fourth. So the interval training audio files are designed to get you accustomed to hearing these sounds so that you have a better chance of actually identifying them in music. So if we now click on the Lectures tab, you'll see there are 2 playlists. Both these playlists are freely available on YouTube. There's a Music 101 playlist, which does not apply to this class, and the Music 102. So if you click on that, that's where you can find your introductory lecture and your masterclass. Now, your instructor will also likely meet with you individually or as a class and help you work on some additional techniques, answer any questions that maybe still aren't clear after watching the lecture and reading the textbook. It's important for you to note that you are not alone in this course. You do have a qualified instructor to guide you through the training. However, the lectures and the textbook are the first place that you should go to learn this information. Before you talk to your instructor, it's very important that you complete all the prerequisite information and assignments. So make sure you listen to the lectures and follow the textbook. So if we go to the textbook section, the next tab, you'll notice that every chapter is listed here. So what will happen is you'll simply click on the introduction. It's the big long bar that stretches across the entire top of the screen. A lot of people tend to miss the introduction, but there's some very important information in there that you'll be tested on in your first quiz. So read that introduction, and then you can go through each individual chapter to learn additional information as the course progresses. So just as an example, if you click that introduction link right at the very top, you see it's underlined in white now, you'll get the introduction to the textbook. So just read through this, make sure to ask your instructor any questions, and you should be okay for the introductory content. Okay, so the next tab is a workbook. The workbook is where you're going to get all of your booklets. So the booklets you need to download are on the left-hand side. Everything on the right-hand side under audio files, you don't need to worry about for this class. That's actually for a 101 class that meets in person that wants to have some basic performances. The Music 102 information is under the Introductory Ear Training Practice, Advanced Ear Training Practice, and the audio files section on the right-hand side. So you'll notice there are daily routines. You've got the sheet music. That's the printed music that you should follow along with while listening to the daily routines audio files. Even if you can sing these exercises without looking at the sheet music, if you memorize them at some point, you should still follow along with the sheet music, because that helps to make a connection between the sounds that you are hearing and singing and what is written on the actual page. It will also help you with basic performance technique and teach you a little bit how you can count music. So under the mirror exercises, again, there's sheet music and audio files. Just download the sheet music, listen to the audio files, and sing along. The interval training should be listened to once or more per day for the best results. Students should listen to the sounds of the interval available in each file. So when possible, you don't want to move on to the next interval until it's possible to score highly on the ear training drills that test the particular interval. So the way this is set up is under the syllabus section, you're given recommended interval training files to listen to. So for Unit 1, you'll listen to interval training 1 and 2 or whatever it tells you to do in the syllabus. Then when you go to the assignments tab to complete your ear training drills for that assignment for that week, you'll be tested on those intervals. So the way this works is it allows you to become accustomed to these intervals before actually taking these drills, which we will get to in just a minute. So then if you scroll down to look at the advanced ear training practice, that's where your rhythm training and your sight singing is located. Now the advanced ear training practice, these are going to be the performances for most Music 102 courses. If your instructor decides to change the music, that will be noted in WebCampus, not the KHP content website. Essentially, the KHP content website is sort of a fixed site that tests the rudimentary skills that every Music 102 student has to know. Your instructor may modify the ear training practice and the sight singing in WebCampus based on the needs of the class. So it's important that you go to WebCampus for all of your performances and other files. But we'll get to the assignments in just a moment. On the right-hand side, you'll see audio files. So you'll see that there are triads and scales. If you download each of these packages, you can just listen to these files on loop to become acquainted with the various sounds of the various triads we have and scales. So you've got the major, minor, augmented, and diminished triads, and then your major and the three forms of the minor scale. So if all this is a little bit overwhelming, you do learn about triads and scales over the course of the semester. So this should become more clear towards the end once you've actually accumulated more knowledge. Okay, so next if we go to the assignments tab, you'll see a list of all the assignments that are due. Now this is sort of your central base for understanding what's due with each unit. If you click on Unit 1 Drills and Quiz, what you're going to see is an availability start date and availability end date. So I recorded this for the fall 2020 semester, so you can see that your first set of drills are going to be due on September 4th. And everything on this page is going to be due on September 4th. You'll notice over in the homework dictations and performances section, it says that your instructor will provide you with additional homework, dictation, and performance assignments. These assignments will be assigned through WebCampus and must be submitted through WebCampus. Do not email your assignments to your instructor. That's very important. Now the reason we are not having you upload the homework dictations and performances in the Kendall Hunt website is because this makes it possible for your instructor to remove or add additional assignments through the WebCampus system, which most of you know how to use fairly effectively. This allows the course to continually develop, and the instructor is very quickly able to give you assignments that are reflective of the current class level. So one thing I will note is that the music theory drills and aural drills, anything that says drill means that you can take it an unlimited number of times. And you'll notice under the instructions it says attempts unlimited during the open assignment period. So that means from August 24th to September 4th, you can take this drill as many times you need to score 100%, and I encourage you to do that. For the aural drills, if you're not scoring above a 90%, you should practice these for about 20 to 30 minutes every day. And over the course of the semester, if you do that, you will improve. One other important note is that only your highest score is maintained. So if you decide to take this drill a second or a third time and you don't do as well as you did on the first try, your first try will still be recorded as your grade. So it just keeps your highest score. The final section of the website is the gradebook. So if you go in here, there's a few ways of looking at your grades. If you click on component, you can look at grades for a particular component. If you click on grid, it will show you all of the grades for the entire course. Now what your instructor will do, let's say you turn in your homework number 1 to WebCampus, not the Kendall Hunt website. Once your instructor grades your assignment, they will access this website, click on homework number 1, and then they can manually input your grade. So if you have any questions, make sure you email your instructor. If you come across any technical issues, the website isn't working, you're not seeing images, something like that happens, the best thing to do is to email your instructor and web support. You can actually contact them directly at websupport@greatriverlearning.com. But if you click on the web support link, you'll probably get a faster response since they won't have to look up your section information, and they can give you a more effective response. They usually respond to emails pretty quickly, so make sure you do not wait to the last minute. This is very important. If you wait to the last minute and there's a technical issue, that's going to have to be on you because you waited too long to complete your assignments. All these assignments should be completed at least 24 to 48 hours before the due date to allow you plenty of time to address any technical issues. If there is an issue that prevents you from taking a test and it's not your fault, you can always email your instructor and they can contact web support and get the assignment open for you at their discretion, but it's going to be up to your instructor to determine whether or not they're going to open up the assignment for you. So I hope this helps you. I wish you the best of luck in this course, and please make sure to use the resource that is your instructor to learn as much as you can about how to develop your ear and learn music theory. Have a great semester.